leader. Madam Speaker, and I agree with him, but it's as much, I was talking about quantify, like me, monthly, you and me pay 50,000 to United Democratic Alliance. There maybe MCS pay 20,000, others pay 10,000. That's what I meant. That is what we need, that accountability. And Madam Speaker, I think the accountability of political parties is very critical. You have been a Secretary General of a political party, the ruling party. You sign checks, you run the accounting of, we need in future. I don't know whether CPIC or which accounts committee. Some of the Secretary General of parties must appear before Parliament and tell us the money we contribute through subscription. What are they using for? Madam Speaker, what are they using for? But Madam Speaker, I hope Senator Kotsosi is taking this note seriously, because we are using public funds. Members contribute. You are also given money by the exchequer. So you need to tell us, how are you using that money in terms of, and I hope, Madam Speaker, you get back as the SG of UDA, because, Madam Speaker, I've seen some people don't understand of being a Secretary General of a ruling party. I know as a level-headed person, as a sober leader, you need to get back to be the SG to fix a few things here and there. And that is the point. And I'm happy you are excited about it. And God willing, you need to be in that position again, Madam Speaker. So we need accountability. We need the financial statements from this office to be tabled in Parliament, to tell us this exchequer money, this member subscription. We need transparency and accountability from political parties so that we kill the briefcase parties, so that we don't suffocate political parties who want to grow and expand in our country, Madam Speaker. We must agree that we need, so that we don't reduce. You know, Madam Speaker, some of us who have run in a number of elections through my law lecturer, Professor Tom Agenda, because this was his maiden stab in politics, some of us ni chuma ya kitambo kidogo. You can see the frustration of the members, Madam Speaker. As you go to a general election, you see people running with any political party. And that is why you see political merchants running around in Parliament and saying, if you don't get this ticket, others are being given through a bedroom, Madam Speaker. Others are given on the streets, Madam Speaker. Others even nominations, Madam Speaker. So we need to create a cleanup in terms of management, Madam Speaker. There is also, I agree, public audited verification, available list of all members of political parties. You remember, Madam Speaker, the chaos we had. And thank you for assisting us in the last, when we were migrating en masse, like the wild beasts that we are crossing from Tanzania to Kenya. And you heard the former President, Samia Suluhu Hassan, saying that the wild beasts from Kenya go to Uganda to get pregnant and come back, Madam Speaker. The way we were migrating, Madam Speaker, you assisted us. We had to sign a lot of letters. We went to the office of the Registrar of Political Parties, Madam Anne Deretu. We deposited. We were now moving from Jubilee to UDA, Madam Speaker. We need a seamless movement, Madam Speaker, and I'm proposing in management of political parties, when you go to the website of this regulation that we are amending, Madam Speaker, of creating the commission of political parties, I can be able to tell political parties members, like you and me of UDA, we need to go to website and know the number of members that are in UDA, which accounts for transparency and accountability. Madam Speaker, even the issue of, we wanted to prevent party hopping, but we never succeeded. You remember nowadays, people losing a nomination of a political party, they party hop to a political party. That party hopping is common, Madam Speaker. And we must, as a country, decide on what we'll do with political party hopping, so that we guard the reason why you are in UDA, why you are in ODM, why in your Maendeleo Chap-Chap, why are you in ANC, why are you in Inject, Madam Speaker. So at the end of the day, you must have ideological principle that you follow, and that is point H, Madam Speaker. Even the names, the simple, Madam Speaker, those are issues that you understand. You are a senior lawyer in this republic. The only number 4, Madam Speaker, is as clause number 33B. I will propose that we amend this section. There, they says the commission shall comprise the 5 commissioners appointed by the President with the approval of the National Assembly. Madam Speaker, why are we legislating ourselves out of business? Why are we legislating ourselves out of business? What is this? What is happening? Under Article 93, Madam Speaker, Parliament is both Senate and National Assembly. Madam Speaker, we must amend. Political parties is the business of politicians, and we are in parliament. You cannot tell me the commissioners who will serve. The National Assembly can go and approve and leave Senate out, yet we are political animals. Sorry to use that word strictly in its sense. We also be in political parties. Why would we legislate ourselves? Why would we give somebody a different mandate, Madam Speaker? Therefore, I'm proposing that clause number 33B be amended to ensure on the composition. I don't have a problem. I'm happy. They have said 6 years, Madam Speaker. Therefore, it will allow staggering going into the future, Madam Speaker. And then with the Public Service Commission and SRC, I think I agree with Parliamentary Service, Public Service Commission, sorry, it's not Parliamentary Service, Madam Speaker, so that we continue. Madam Speaker, the reading of Article 91, we must agree that we need parties that reflect the face of Kenya. We should kill the tribal political parties, kill regional political parties, Madam Speaker, so that we follow the basic requirements. Madam Speaker, we are one nation, one people, under God, Madam Speaker. You can see, and we need, Madam Speaker, I wanted to make a very critical point. The Constitution recognizes the role of marginalized and minorities. I am yet to see a political party that has in its senior position a minority or a majority, Madam Speaker, as in leadership of political parties. Yet our Constitution had a future. I want to see one day a political party leader of ODM to be a Pokomo. I am one day to be happy to see UDA political party leader to be a Turkana, Madam Speaker. So that we don't bring this tribal dominance and tyranny of the big tribes, the big five. I can equate it to the wildlife, Madam Speaker. Let us ensure that we inculcate the minority and majority, and even the Gen Z, the youth, the women. I'm happy by the, Madam Speaker, have you noticed in this country, and I saw my sister, the minority leader, Emilio Diambo, launching her book the other day, and a number of you women leaders. The only thing about gender, Madam Speaker, I have seen, and I don't know whether it is good for the country, that the issue of any representation, both appointive and elective, they are discussing about women only. I have not heard somebody talking about the youth. Some of us who are young people, we had to fight through to be where we are today. We need support system as young people. People living with disability, we need them on the table, Madam Speaker. People, women, I'm happy women are receiving a lot of attention, but where will youth go? I'm happy youth, out of their own energy and zeal, they have come up strongly. What about the people living with disability? What will we do them? What about the minorities, the ingems, the marginalized, Madam Speaker? We must, as a political parties, be deliberate. And that is why even we had proposed, even in there was a proposal that one side, Madam Speaker, we ring fence or we create protected constituencies for only women so that we give them chances of winning seats. While I agree that could work, but how long will it work? Like the women representative seat, Madam Speaker, as a sunset clause. You and me know that. But what we did do to ensure more women are in leadership and elective and appointive, Madam Speaker, even in cabinet, even in presidency, Madam Speaker, even in Senate, Madam Speaker, we are happy that even going into the future, we must have either a speaker or a deputy speaker who is a woman, Madam Speaker, of substance to sit on the seat, because we don't see you through the lenses of gender. So I'm happy, but I want to ask women leaders the way they were championing for women. There are many minorities, marginalized youth, and PWDs in future, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, on the legislation of political parties, I agree that there should be regulation, there should be functions, there should be supervision, Madam Speaker, and management of political parties, accounting restriction. Madam Speaker, I think finally I'll conclude this. If you can just, I can say I still have a few minutes. On use of public resources. I know, Madam Speaker, there are many by-elections coming up, and I hope, and I want to ask colleagues, some of us are political party leaders here, to fast-track the issue of appointment of substantive IEBC commissioners, so that places like Banisa, Madam Speaker, other places like wards that we don't have MCS, can have opportunity to elect MCS and members of parliament, Madam Speaker. I appeal that as a nation, it is the right time to put IEBC in place so that by-elections can happen. But I want to also appeal, Madam Speaker, in conclusion, that we also become hard against using of public resources. both at the county and at national level, so that we protect the integrity of our offices, Madam Speaker. So that when we are elected, we are not elected to represent the interests of individuals or organizations or entities. Madam Speaker, you are aware in some countries, corporations are so powerful that they even sponsor. Can I just 30 seconds, Madam Speaker?
It's 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker. 30 seconds, some corporations even sponsor candidates because of their own interest. Even in counties, there are business people who sponsor. So how do we protect public resources that shall be ensured that we don't abuse? It is through establishment and replacement by having a commission that will ensure political parties are managed within the Republic of Kenya. With those very many remarks, Madam Speaker, and your indulgence, I beg to support this amendment that of the Political Parties Amendment number 2, Bill 2024, with amendments specifically to clause 33B, Madam Speaker, and I thank you, and I hope to see you becoming the SG of our party, because we need you there so that some things can start working. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Senator Cherargei, and always for the support.
Yes.
Senator Osotsi Godfrey Atieno.